He's the monk turned motivational speaker who's taking ancient wisdom onto social media. Jay Shetty's gathered millions of fans, including celebrity followers, with his positive messages, becoming hugely popular during lockdown.
Jay shunned the corporate world job to become a monk in India for 3 years, spending half his days in silence. But now he's busy spreading his message of how to be happy. Alice Porter looks at Jay's journey.
From business school to monk to motivational speaker, Jay Shetty has captured the mind, body and soul of people all over the world.
When you're feeling the joy of your community and your squad, you've now got a million reasons to be happy.
His podcast has helped the rich and famous find their inner peace, making him a few friends along the way.
It's a natural reaction to want revenge. The problem is that when you seek revenge, you destroy yourself.
And thanks to these showbiz supporters, he recently raised an incredible £2.6 million to support COVID relief efforts in India.
Extraordinary stuff. Jay joins us now. Morning to you, Jay. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be with you both.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. So look, lots of our viewers this morning will be fascinated by your story and the journey that you've been on. Can you explain how you ended up sort of becoming a monk in the first place and transforming your life to what it is now?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm born and raised in London. I went to school in Barnet. I grew up in Wood Green, and I was following the usual path of going to school, high school, and then going on to university to graduate and then go and work in the corporate world. But when I was 18, I was really fascinated by people who had incredible experiences, and I would go to hear athletes and CEOs speak. And once I was invited to hear a monk speak, I went there expecting absolutely nothing. I didn't really believe I would learn anything of value, but I walked out with a new life path. And so when I graduated from university, I decided that what I really wanted to do was try and live a life of service and try and live a life of self-mastery. And so I went on to become a monk for 3 years.
I mean, that's extraordinary. And a lot of people, I'm rather ignorant, I'm sorry, about the restrictions that a Hindu monk goes through. But if you think of a Christian monk, it's celibacy, it's, you know, denial, it's charity, there's all sorts of things that you have to swear up to. Did you think of this as something you were doing forever? Or did you think of this as something you were doing for a while as part of a process? Because one of the things I know people who are nuns, and they say it's the forever bit that's the cleansing bit.
Yes, well, if you ask my parents, they'll definitely tell you that I thought I was going to do it forever, and that was the decision I've made. And that decision came with a lot of challenges and negativity. I heard a lot of people say, Jay, you'll never get a job again, and Jay, how will you reintegrate if this doesn't work out? But I was so focused on the path and really wanted to dedicate myself to it. But I really found that those 3 years that I was able to do it were like going to school, and almost since leaving, trying to apply those principles in the world have been the test or the exam. And I can definitely say that the methods, the techniques, the practices and the discipline that I gained in those 3 years have been hugely beneficial at mastering the mind and training my own self to deal with what comes to us in the real world.
So taking some, because we all want to know what the secret is. Obviously, you're going to have to give it to us because we don't want to spend 3 years. We want you to do it in 30 seconds.
3 minutes.
So, you know, purpose and peace. Wow, that sounds like what everybody would want. Give us the key bits. I can understand time out and meditation and slowing down. Was that the crucial bit, or is there something else that you can give us that we can take away from your learning?
So you definitely don't need to live like a monk to think like a monk. I would share 4 habits that I think are truly integral to monk life and the path that really helps. So they are thankfulness, inspiration, meditation, and exercise. Thankfulness and gratitude is a huge practice. Being able to be grateful to just one person a day in your life in a specific and personalized way will transform how you feel. Waking up and seeking inspiration in the morning. Most of us pick up our phones. 80% of us look at our phones before we see our pet partner or our kids. And actually, we can switch that. Or maybe a quote that brings us life, a song that we love, a piece of art in the morning. The first piece of insight you consume in the morning is so powerful for your mind. Meditation, it may sound daunting, it may sound difficult and tricky, but really it starts with just scheduling some time for yourself in your diary so that you can spend a little bit of time with yourself and check in with yourself. We check in with our family, we check in with our friends. Rarely do we take some time to check in with how we feel. And of course, exercise, we hear about it all the time, but movement, whether it's yoga, whether it's your favorite virtual workout, whether it's going on a run, the idea of movement is so powerful. So those 4 habits are a great place to start. If I had to add one more on, I'd add on sleep. The ability to get good sleep every night and sleep a bit earlier than usual. And that spells out the active time, so it's like thankfulness, inspiration, meditation, and exercise.
I try and combine the exercise with the meditation because I can't sit down and just think. So if I kind of feel like when I'm running, that's if I go out running or I exercise, that's my time. Do you miss it, Jay? Can I ask, do you miss being a monk? Because it seemed like it was pretty disciplined. 4 o'clock get-ups, which we all know very well here. Cold showers every morning. Is there any elements that you miss? Would the cold showers be something that you still do occasionally just to remind yourself?
Absolutely. So cold showers, I don't get up as early as 4 a.m. anymore, usually about 6 a.m. now. And I find that up until last year, of course, because of the pandemic, I used to visit India every year and live with the monks again for 3 weeks of the year, or sometimes 4. And so I would go and revisit that. So I've been going back every single year to live in the ashram, to reconnect with the monks that I lived with and re-experience that lifestyle. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I haven't been able to do it for the past 12 months.
What do those monks who knew you when you were learning and training with them make of the fact that you now rub shoulders with Hollywood A-listers and superstars? Are they baffled by it, or are they sort of pretty nonplussed?
Well, most of them have no idea of what I actually do. They're not connected to social media. But for the ones that do understand, they're just so wonderfully encouraging and just very happy and supportive of the fact that I'm able to share some of these ideas out there and share these messages.
It's extraordinary. Your book, Think Like a Monk, won Audio Book of the Year at last night British Book Awards. Continue good luck with what you're doing. Clearly, it's a message that people are certainly thriving from as well, Jay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
They didn't send us a copy, but we're going to get one now. Well, you could have it on audiobook, couldn't you, while you run?
Audiobook is the answer, I think.
Things.
For me, I'll let Jay slowly
meditation, exercise.
introduce those things. And thankfulness is something that we can all enjoy. Jay, good to see you this morning.